How dogs see humans. The surprising truth about their perception. Have you ever locked eyes with your dog and wondered, what do they actually see when they look at you? Are they thinking, there's my human? Or is there something much stranger going on? Science and canine behavior suggest that your dog's perception of you isn't just different, it's radically special. You might think you're just the one who fills the food bowl, but from your dog's perspective, you're so much more. Let's pull back the curtain on the canine mind and explore what your dog really sees when they stare at you with those adoring eyes, and why the answer will melt your heart. If you love this kind of insight into your pet's secret world, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. 1. How dogs physically see you. Let's begin with something simple but deeply revealing: your dog's vision. Dogs don't see the world like we do, and understanding this is the first step to understanding how they see you. Humans are trichromatic. We see a wide range of colors including red, blue, and green. But dogs? They're dichromatic. Think of it like red-green colorblindness in humans. That bright red ball you threw? To your dog, it probably looks yellowish or brownish against the green grass. The world to your dog is painted in shades of blue, yellow, and gray. That navy blue sweater you love? It might just look black to them. But here's where it gets fascinating. While their color vision is limited, their other visual abilities are superpowers. Dogs have exceptional motion sensitivity. They can detect the slightest movement from incredible distances. That's why your dog spots a squirrel across the park before you even knew one existed. Their night vision is also far superior to yours, thanks to a reflective layer behind their retina called the tapetum lucidum. It's what makes their eyes glow in photos. And their peripheral vision, much wider than yours. So when your dog looks at you, they're seeing a unique combination, a slightly color-muted figure with incredible detail at the center of their vision, surrounded by a wide, motion-sensitive landscape. You're the clearest, most important figure in their visual world, and they're constantly tracking your slightest movement. 2. Dogs define you by scent, not sight. Now, here's where things get really fascinating. Because while vision matters, it's not how your dog truly knows you. The answer lies in their nose. A dog's sense of smell is legendary for good reason. While humans have about 5 million scent receptors, dogs have up to 300 million. The part of their brain dedicated to analyzing smell is 40 times larger than yours. When your dog sniffs you, they're not just getting a vague, "oh, that's human." They're reading an entire story. They know what you ate for lunch. They know where you've been. They know your emotional state through hormonal changes in your sweat. They can even detect illnesses like cancer or drops in blood sugar. To your dog, you aren't just a person. You are a complex, ever-changing scent signature that they can identify anywhere, anytime. That's why your dog goes crazy with joy when you come home. Even before they see you, they've already identified you by scent from down the hall. That's why they can find you in a crowded park. That's why your dirty laundry is their favorite pillow. You carry your unique smell, and to your dog, that smell means safety, love, and home. They don't just know you by sight, they know you on a molecular level that we humans can barely comprehend. 3. Dogs think you're part of their pack. Let's go a level deeper. When your dog wags their tail, leans against your legs, or brings you their favorite toy, these aren't just random gestures. They're deeply ingrained social signals from their wolf ancestry. Dogs are pack animals, and in their mind, you're not just a human, you're a member of their pack. But here's the beautiful part. They don't see you as an equal pack member. They see you as the leader. Research shows that dogs look to their humans for guidance in unfamiliar situations. When faced with a problem they can't solve, they'll look back at you, checking for cues. This behavior, called social referencing, is the same way a child looks to a parent. Your dog watches your reactions to strangers, to new environments, to potential threats. If you're calm, they're calm. If you're anxious, they become alert. You are their emotional compass, their decision maker, their protector. The pack mentality runs deep. That's why your dog gets excited when the whole family is together. The pack is united. That's why they might get anxious when someone's missing. The pack structure is disrupted. And that's why they greet you at the door with such unbridled enthusiasm. The pack leader has returned. You're not just living together. You're leading together. 4. You're not just a leader, you're their parent now. Here's the part that flips everything upside down. According to canine behaviorists, your dog doesn't just think you're the pack leader, they think you're their parent. Let's look at the evidence. Puppies form an attachment bond with their mothers that's remarkably similar to human infant-parent attachment. And this bond doesn't disappear when they grow up. It transfers to you. When your dog brings you a toy, they're not just asking to play. In the wild, pack members bring food back to the pups and the leaders. When your dog licks your face, they're reenacting the behavior puppies use to stimulate their mother to regurgitate food. When they sleep curled up against you, they're seeking the warmth and protection they once found with their littermates and mother. Studies using brain imaging show that when dogs smell their owner, the reward centers of their brain light up, the same areas associated with strong emotional bonds in humans. Your scent literally makes them happy on a neurological level. And perhaps most tellingly, dogs show what researchers call secure base effect. Just like human children, they explore more confidently when their owner is present and show distress when separated. You are their safe haven, their comfort zone, their home base. You're not just a leader, you're family. 5. The dog-human bond is uniquely evolved. Some people still believe dogs are just wolves that learn to tolerate humans. But science and your dog's behavior says otherwise. The bond between dogs and humans is something truly special, forged through thousands of years of co-evolution. Dogs are the only animal that has evolved specifically to communicate with us. Think about that. When your dog looks at you and tilts their head, they're not just being cute, they're trying to understand you. Studies show dogs can read human emotional expressions, understand pointing gestures, which even our closest primate relatives struggle with, and can learn hundreds of human words. They've developed a special eyebrow muscle that wolves don't have, the muscle that lets them make those irresistible puppy dog eyes that trigger our caregiving response. We didn't just domesticate dogs, we shaped each other's evolution. Your dog's ability to bond with you is literally written in their genes. That feeling of connection when you look at each other, it's backed by oxytocin, the same love hormone that bonds mothers and babies. When you and your dog gaze into each other's eyes, both your oxytocin levels rise. You're not just companions, you're biologically designed for each other. 6. Dogs as emotional mirrors. Let's explore another surprising angle. Dogs as emotional mirrors. Every dog owner knows that their pet seems to sense their moods, but it goes much deeper than simple observation. Dogs can actually catch our emotions, a phenomenon called emotional contagion. When you're stressed, your cortisol levels rise, and your dog's cortisol rises too. When you're relaxed and happy, your dog mirrors that calmness. But here's the amazing part. They don't just react to your emotions. They try to help. Studies show that when their owner pretends to cry, dogs will approach and show comforting behaviors, nudging and licking. They don't do this when a stranger cries, or when someone just hums. They specifically respond to their human's distress. Your dog is literally attuned to your emotional frequency. They notice when you're sad before you've said a word. They celebrate your joy with wagging tails and playful bows. They worry when you're angry or upset. This emotional mirroring isn't accidental. It's the result of thousands of years learning to live alongside us, to understand us, to become part of our emotional lives. Your dog doesn't just live in your house, they live in your heart, and you live in theirs. 7. The role of territory and how dogs view you. Territory means something different to dogs than it does to cats. For a dog, territory isn't just space, it's responsibility. In the pack mindset, the territory must be protected, monitored, and kept safe. And in your dog's mind, you're the one who defines what that territory means. When your dog barks at the mail carrier, they're not being aggressive for no reason. They're protecting the pack's territory, and they're looking to you for guidance on how to respond. When they patrol the yard, mark spots on walks, or sniff intently at the bushes, they're gathering information about who and what has entered their world, and you are the center of that world. Your presence in the home isn't just comforting, it's the anchor that gives the territory meaning. That's why your dog might seem lost or anxious when you rearrange furniture or move to a new house. The territory has changed, but you're still there, so they adjust. That's why your dog's favorite spot is wherever you are. because home isn't a place to a dog. Home is you. 8. How dogs interpret your body language. Humans rely heavily on spoken language, but dogs are masters of nonverbal communication, and they're reading your body language constantly, even when you don't realize it. That slight tension in your shoulders before a stressful phone call, your dog notices. That unconscious glance toward the door when you're thinking about a walk, your dog catches it. That moment you relax into the couch after a long day, your dog feels it. Dogs are so attuned to human body language that they can often predict what you're going to do before you do it. They know the difference between your getting ready for work routine and your weekend lounging posture. They know when you're about to take them for a walk based on which shoes you put on. They can read your mood from your posture alone. This is why training works best with consistent body language. Your dog is already reading your every move. When you're consistent, you're communicating clearly. When you're inconsistent, you're confusing. Your body language speaks volumes to your dog, and they've spent their whole life learning to understand every subtle signal you send. 9. The power of vocal tone and speech patterns. You might think your dog doesn't understand what you're saying, but they absolutely understand how you say it, and more than you might think. Dogs are remarkable listeners. Research using brain imaging shows that dogs process language similarly to humans. The left hemisphere processes word meaning, while the right hemisphere processes tone and intonation. This means when you say, "Good boy," in a happy voice, both parts of your dog's brain light up. They understand the praise words and the happy tone. But say those same words in a flat, neutral tone, and the response is much weaker. And here's the really amazing part. Dogs can learn hundreds of words. The average trained dog understands around 165 words, but some exceptional dogs, like border collies, have been documented understanding over 1,000 words. They're not just responding to tone, they're actually learning vocabulary. Your dog knows their name. They know walk and treat and car ride. They know sit and stay and come. They know the names of family members and sometimes even specific toys. When you speak to your dog, you're not just making noise, you're having a conversation, and they're listening to every word. 10. Attachment styles in dogs. Recent studies show that dogs, much like human children, develop distinct attachment styles with their owners. Using the same secure base, tests designed for human infants, researchers have found that dogs show remarkably similar patterns of attachment. A securely attached dog explores confidently when you're present, greets you warmly when you return, and uses you as a safe haven when stressed. An insecurely attached dog might show excessive clinginess, anxiety when you leave, or indifference when you return. And here's what's fascinating. These attachment styles are shaped by your interactions. Dogs with owners who are responsive, consistent, and emotionally available tend to develop secure attachments. Dogs with unpredictable or unresponsive owners may develop anxious or avoidant patterns. This means your relationship with your dog isn't just functional, it's psychological. The way you interact with them daily shapes their emotional health and their view of you. You're not just their caregiver, you're the architect of their emotional world. And the secure, loving bond you build together will influence every aspect of their life. 11. Myth-busting. Dogs don't just see you as a food source. There's a cynical myth that dogs only love us because we feed them, that their devotion is just calculated survival instinct. But the science tells a very different story. In study after study, dogs consistently choose their owner's company over food. In one famous experiment, dogs were given a choice between their owner's praise and a food reward. Most dogs preferred their owner's attention. Even when the food was visible and accessible, they chose human interaction. This isn't just about food, it's about relationship. The bond between dogs and humans activates the same neural pathways associated with reward and pleasure in humans. When your dog sees you, their brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. When you look at your dog, your brain does the same thing. This is a mutual feedback loop of love that's unique in the animal kingdom. Dogs don't just tolerate us. They don't just use us. They love us in the most biological, chemical, real sense of the word. The next time your dog greets you at the door with that whole body wag, remember, that joy isn't about food, it's about you. 12. Real stories from daily life. Ever had your dog bring you their favorite toy, not to play, but just to show you? Ever noticed how they sigh contentedly when you finally sit down after a long day? Ever caught them staring at you with such adoration that it almost feels overwhelming? These aren't just cute moments. They're your dog's way of communicating their love. One owner shared how their dog, every single morning, would bring them a single sock before breakfast, not to play, but as a gift, a ritual of connection. Another told of how their elderly dog, barely able to walk, would still struggle to the door every evening to greet them, refusing to rest until their human was home safe. And countless owners have stories of their dogs sensing illness or distress, lying beside them during recovery, alerting family to danger, or simply refusing to leave their side during difficult times. These micro-moments, these daily demonstrations of devotion, say more than any scientific study ever could. They reveal the depth of the bond, the mutual investment, the love that words can't capture. What's the sweetest thing your dog has ever done for you? Share it in the comments. It might make it into a future video. 13. What sleeping habits reveal about your dog's view of you? Where and how your dog sleeps says everything about how they perceive you. In the wild, canines are most vulnerable during sleep. Choosing a sleeping spot is a matter of survival. So when your dog chooses to sleep near you, on your bed, or pressed against your body, they're making a profound statement. I trust you with my life. Dogs who sleep touching you are seeking warmth, comfort, and protection, but they're also offering the same. The pack sleeps together for safety, for bonding, for warmth. Your dog curling up at your feet, resting their head on your lap, or sprawling across your bed isn't just being comfortable. They're including you in the most intimate pack ritual. Even dogs who prefer their own bed often choose one that lets them see you, that keeps you in view, because in their mind, watching over you while you both rest is part of their job. Sleep behaviors reveal trust, attachment, and the deep sense of security your presence provides. If your dog insists on sleeping near you, consider it the highest compliment they can pay. 14. Why does my dog follow me everywhere? Because you're the center of their world. Following you provides security, strengthens your bond, and ensures they don't miss any opportunity. For while the test of the dogs unfollowed by dogs dies, his love and personal essays can be poured. Unfollowed by dogs, why does my dog follow them? It's pack behavior at its purest. 15. Do dogs recognize their owners? Absolutely, but not just by sight. Dogs use a combination of scent, primary, voice, and visual recognition. They can identify you by smell alone, recognize your voice among strangers, and know your face, especially your eyes and expression. But they don't see difference as division. They see us as part of their social group, their pack, their family. We're different, but we belong together. And that brings us to the most intriguing question of all. If your dog sees you as their parent, their leader, their whole world, what do they remember about your time together? Do they remember the day you brought them home? The long walks, the car rides, the games of fetch, that time you were sick and they never left your side? The emotional memory of dogs is deeper than we realize. They remember kindness, they remember love, they remember you. And in the next video, we're going to dive into exactly what your dog holds on to and why every moment you share becomes a permanent part of who they are.